Each year, more couples are finding that they can't conceive a child, and for some, the answer may lie in surrogacy. This is where a woman gets pregnant on behalf of another couple, and when the baby is born, hands it over to them. There are two types of surrogacy. The first is where the surrogate is inseminated with the man's sperm and uses her own egg. And the second is where both the egg and sperm are used from the potential parents, fertilised in a laboratory as in IVF, and the embryo is then re-implanted into the surrogate. Jill has been a surrogate on 6 separate occasions. She's now pregnant with baby number 7.
I've always been fascinated by pregnancy and childbirth from a very early age. It was just something, oh, there's a bump, and I was just fascinated by the whole concept of a baby growing inside you and that sort of thing. So I knew it was something I very much wanted to do. But as I got older, I just found that I just didn't seem keen to have children. My friends sort of got married, had families, and that was all lovely, but I just didn't see myself doing that sort of thing. So surrogacy seemed the ideal way for me to experience what I wanted, but also it was helping somebody else to be a family, and I just knew I could do it. I just knew I could give a child up as long as I knew the people and that the baby would have a good life and that sort of thing.
Jill is one of the 350 surrogates in the UK. She is part of COTS, a surrogacy agency which has more than 700 couples on its books. Normally, women choose to become a surrogate after they've had their own children. However, Jill did not do this, and at the age of 26 applied to COTS to have a baby for a childless couple.
It was quite difficult for me to be accepted by COTS, but I was very persuasive and I stood my ground. I truly believed I could do it, and they believed me, and I was lucky enough to find a couple that were willing to take a chance on me and trust me, and that's how it all started.
Having been given the all clear, Jill was inseminated, and so began her first pregnancy experience.
I couldn't wait for the weeks to go past so that the baby would get bigger, and the most wonderful feeling is feeling the baby move around inside you. That is something I love, and it's something I really miss when I'm not pregnant. You probably think, oh, she must get attached to it if she loves this feeling of a baby moving around, but it wasn't like that. The baby was purposely conceived for somebody else, so I never for a minute thought of the baby as mine. I still didn't want a baby.
Jill gave birth successfully to Lucy. But how did she feel?
When it was over, I was felt quite numb, about sort of shocked really, because all this had happened to my body and I didn't know what I was supposed to be feeling emotionally or physically or anything like that. And the parents turned up, really happy, and her mum sort of just melted. You could see the years of heartache just drain away from her, and her whole sort of face lit up, and and she had a daughter, and that was lovely. It was lovely.
After passing Lucy on to her parents, Jill started to feel emotional.
Next few days were really, really hard, crying all the time, thinking I was going to feel like that forever. And I spoke to some other surrogates about how I was feeling, and it was just such a relief to be told, oh, that's normal. So don't worry, try not to be frightened, go with the flow, talk about it, but it will get better.
Jill learned from her experience and went on to have a further 5 healthy babies. Now 41 and pregnant for the 7th time, she is aware that her age does slightly increase the health risks to both her and the baby. Tests are made during every pregnancy to check for any genetic defects the baby may have, such as Down syndrome.
I've always made it clear to the couple that any decisions about the baby are theirs. So the risk factors, it's their decision. If they wanted me to have further tests, I would have them. If it became apparent there was something wrong with the baby and they decided, no, we don't want to continue, then I would have a termination. It's my body, yes, but it's not my baby.
Jill has kept in contact with all the families she has been a surrogate to.
I am extremely lucky because I have built up such good relationships with the parents, and I've always made it very clear that any contact afterwards is up to them. If they don't want to see me again and have no contact, then I will abide by that, because I didn't have the children so that I could see them every year, read their school reports, make sure that they're being well looked after, that sort of thing.
COTS charge between £500 and £1,000 for a year's membership. This includes counselling sessions and the necessary medical screening. The cost of a surrogate is usually between £10,000 to £15,000.
It enables the surrogate to do something with her life. She takes an awful lot of risks. There are risks to that, your health, and it is a year out of your life doing this for somebody else, at least a year. So I don't think it's a lot of money, really.
Jill is happy to be able to help other couples fulfil their dream of becoming a family.
I firmly believe in nurture over nature, so the baby's mum is the person that brings them up, that moulds their life. Picks them up when they fall over and, tucks them in bed at night, and that's what a mum is. That you don't have to physically give birth to be a mum. I'm just a biological mother.